The way I want to, I don't want to just like put these in like RB2 lips name 5 good things about DMC2. That already staying on my lips. I mean, yeah, it has to make sense. I can't just say like game is ass and that's it. I gotta, I gotta justify why these things are in the place that they are. Where's DMC1? What's DMC1? This is DMC1. All right. So DMC1. I'm gonna have to change the name of these tiers because I feel like doing this by letter is not gonna work with how I things I have to say. All right, DMC1. I'm just gonna put it right here for now. This game it was like a good start for DMC. Like it built a good foundation for like what the series becomes later on. Dante was okay. I don't think they obviously didn't nail Dante just yet. He was kind of, there was like not much dialogue in the game. There wasn't enough dialogue for me, I would say. I mean, there was a story there, but like it's you kind of had to also dig for the story in this one, just because like all you have is, what is it, Mundus is trying to take over the human world. Get Trish. The weapons were just like, if you're not using Alistair, you're kind of just throwing, because Alistair's the best weapon in the game. The guns don't really do anything for you. Devil Sword, Sparta was just whatever. He didn't have Rebellion yet. Soundtrack was okay. But yeah, I think DMC1 solid C. Didn't do anything crazy, but I mean, I would at least get you excited for a sequel. So I would say it's a good first game. Unfair to judge harshly. Whatever, we're gonna leave it like that for now. DMC2. As we all know, this is my favorite one. It was awesome. The lack of story, plot, voice acting, weapon variety, lack of all those things really brought this game together to make it a solid D tier. But I mean, I'm not gonna say it's a bad game at all. Like if someone said like they were wanting to play this series, I would tell them to play DMC. It's not an unplayable game. Gunslinger Sloth. DMC2 D. What do I call this? Like I don't know. It's not even like I can say one thing about it on like the to rename the tier. It's just like, again, game had no plot. It had no, like, barely any voice acting. You don't know anyone's motivations for anything. The final boss, I forgot his name. Like, see, he wasn't memorable enough to like really remember. Fights were underwhelming. Guns were busted, so you just hold square. It's a hold square simulator. There you go. Hold square simulator. Soundtrack didn't do anything. There's one good thing to say about it. There's one good thing to say about DMC2. It had Dante's best outfit. That is it. And maybe I could say, the fact that it's a short game is a good thing because of how shit it is. The big villain of the game didn't really like feel all that threatening either. I don't even remember if that game even had puzzles. The Diesel collab, for some reason, it had that. Imagine being that one kid who gets a game if you're choosing to get to. They waited all year for it. Santa left the gift under the tree. It's rectangular. It feels like a video game. You open it up. DMC2. You're excited to play it. Pop it into your PS2. You're excited to tell your friends about it when you go back to school. Only to finish the game in 5 hours because you held down square. What a story to tell the homies. DMC3 Special Edition. That's the one I played. Man. I don't know whether to put this A or B. I don't know if this deserves an A tier or a B tier. You think it deserves an A? S? Okay, Blitz says S. I'm glad Blitz is in the chat because he's the only correct one. This shit's S tier, bro. What are you talking about, A or B? What are we talking about, A or B? This shit's an S tier, bro. This game is peak perfection. That shit's amazing. What are you talking about? Soundtrack was great. Weapons were great. Dante was great. Virgil was great. Great introduction to for Lady. Cutscene where hell yeah to the man. Yeah, exactly. It's one of the video games of all time. Dante's fit was ass. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, he's supposed to be obviously younger, new to the job still, type thing. So it made sense. Capcom some bitches for keeping style switching locked onto the Switch version. Is the reboot on here? Yeah, it is. You know what? I'm gonna leave that part out. I'm just gonna say perfection. The HD collection. If it wasn't for the HD collection, I probably wouldn't have played, because I am not. These two first games individually would not have bought them. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like there's a better way of describing them than just the letters and shit. That's where DMC1 is. DMC2 is a game that people should never bring up in conversation. If you tell anyone to play the series, this is the one to skip. I would tell someone to play 1. I would not tell them to play 2. And 3, I will only say good things about it. And it's just unfortunate that you can't do style switching. But even though you can't do style switching, I don't think it takes away anything, if I'm being honest. Like, I still had a good time. Because when I did get the style switching on DMC 4, I didn't care for it. Speaking of which, why do they have the special... Oh, the special editions have, like, Virgil and shit. I didn't also, obviously, I didn't play the Lady or the Virgil stories on here, because I don't think it's much different than Dante. I think you just play the same levels and everything again, just with those different characters. And obviously, we're only ranking this, like, off of the main story with Dante and, you know, whoever else is in there. DmC 4, I'm gonna put right above 3. Oh, sorry, right below 3. I'm lying. It doesn't. No, it's not the second best game. Decent, honestly. When I play the missions are kind of trash. Yeah, you're right. I'm considering putting one above. Hold on. No. Never mind. There's just leave 4 there. I almost did this. One. You had one good weapon, and there wasn't much variety in the combat, unfortunately. The issue with 4 lacked enemy variety. Nero, I think for his first game, it's understandable why people didn't like him. He did feel a bit too easy doing baby combos. It wasn't as like fun as like even DMC 3 Dante. And obviously Dante's missions were just Nero's missions in reverse. There were Nero's missions in reverse, and I kind of think they were a little bit worse than Nero's missions, if that makes sense. Doing those missions as Dante, I don't know why it felt worse than playing Nero. The story was just whatever. It didn't really get me to care for Nero that much. I didn't care for the, you know, him and Kyrie story. Combat was kind of lacking. Enemy variety lacking, obviously, that as well. I'm sure the Lady, Trish, and Virgil missions were probably a bit more fun. There was arm mechanic and sword driving was so fun. I mean, it is, but like the novelty kind of wears off quickly. Once you feel like you're just doing a lot of the same things. Now, I mean, obviously, I'm no combo like expert in this game. Obviously, this is not what I spend my free time doing. But even then, when I tried finding, also, another big thing. You don't use souls in this. Orbs in this game for upgrades. Dante mocking the revving was funny. Yeah, I really did. I enjoyed that actually. But you don't use orbs for upgrades. That shit threw me off. You have 3 games. You already have 3 games that use red orbs for upgrades, for you to be able to improve your combos and shit like that. And then you just say, yeah, your red orbs are just for items now. They're only for items. Huh? I don't even know what the other currency was called. Yeah, that was weird. It was for economic recession. It did come out in 08. Devil May Cry 4 did come out in 08. You know, that's an indication. But yeah, 4, you know, there was a lot more they could have done. I don't know. There was just something missing there. Like I said with Dante, when I started playing Dante, and you know, you do finally have your hands on style switching, I didn't care for it. I actually felt like Dante and DMC 3 was way more fun. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like a decent game. It's better than 1 and 2, but again, the bar is low, and it is a complete game. It does what it needs to do, and it doesn't do anything more than that. So yeah, this is why it gets this placement. Now, I'm not gonna do DMC 5 next. We're gonna do DmC Devil May Cry. It's gonna go there. I don't know how y'all gonna feel about that, but I actually think this is a good game. But obviously, I've said it a million times. DmC Reboot was better than 4, but the story decisions were terrible. I'd play 1 and 2 over. Oh yeah. This is again not a bad game by any means. And I think the DmC IP is like the biggest issue. Obviously, you have the Dante, Virgil, whoever the other new chick was. You have like when you attach the IP to it, there's an expectation from the people who are gonna play it. I guess that influences like the other things, like obviously the story, a bit of the gameplay, a little. The setting as well. This is a completely different setting than, you know, these other types of games. You know, this was in like Fortuna and that with the other city, Redgrave City. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. It was like the main villain was like some dude on Fox News, some shit. I don't know. But yeah, didn't mind the new Dante making fun of Orangguerra though. That shit was kind of funny. A lot of people actually did not enjoy that. Like I know it was supposed to be like all in good fun, but a lot of people like took offense to that. But other than that, I don't have many complaints about it. Other than the story and the DMC IP attached. I mean, combat was fun. Combat was fun. The mechanics were fun. The level design was actually not bad. I did not hate it. There were some like there's a lot of visual noise, some of them, but other than that, I don't think. The levels and the combat were fun. If they just called it something else, or made a whole new IP, they definitely would have had sequels by now. Unfortunately, that studio is owned by Xbox. DMC5, obviously, it's a lot of people's favorites, not my personal favorite. If you don't want to play DMC3 and you want to play like something more modern, you want to get to the series, and you only want to play 5, I would, I wouldn't blame anyone if they just wanted to play 5, and then I don't know, watch a playthrough of the other ones. DmC Devil May Cry is close to S. If I was doing S, A, B, C, I would put DmC Devil May Cry and DMC5 together. Oh, you meant DMC5, but my statement still stands. I would actually put them together. Right? Why it's not in the same tier, but I do think that they're almost on the same level. If we're going gameplay wise, yes, yeah, you're right. But obviously with story and everything else being taken into account, yeah, it gets its own tier. There we go. Oh, Bliss, yes. See, we're on the same page. Great game. Many improvements from DMC4. Glad V isn't coming back. Yep, I hate that motherfucker in his gameplay. That gameplay was so boring. The biggest glaring issue for me. That is the biggest glaring issue for me. I didn't really see anything else that was really bad in the game. I think that's what puts it at, below 3, is the fact that V was just so fucking boring. It wasn't terrible, but I do understand. I mean, listen, the game is great. It's just when I play V, and then I had to do that first mission where I got the secret mission, and I didn't have any upgrades because I didn't want to spend any red orbs on them, and then I did get some upgrades, and I don't feel like it made much of a difference. I don't know. I don't like the summoner puppet characters. That's never been my type of character that I enjoy playing in any game. I'm playing V, and he's just standing there, and the camera focuses on him, but his 2 dudes, or 3 if I bring out Nightmare, are over there fighting. And all V's good for is doing last hits. I mean, it's not doing anything for me, I didn't enjoy like Nero's arm situation that much. Which part of it? The breaking part, or the not being able to cycle between them? The breaking part I didn't mind. It was the not being able to cycle between them, which was a letdown for me. Yeah, you see, like if people do like those type of characters, I get it. They deserve that boss fights in the background as V. Yeah, he just stands there. He just stands there. And he's telling the bird and the cat, the big cat, to fight for him. Another thing that I caught on late that Totis makes fun of me for, I didn't realize that his little animals were references to DMC1 until like the end of the game, when I saw the names, because every time I was doing the upgrades, saw their names and I didn't think much of it, like, oh, Shadow, Nightmare, and Griffin, yes, Griffin, thank you. Yeah, none of those are really memorable except for maybe Shadow was kind of memorable. Nightmare, oh god, Nightmare was one. Didn't Nightmare take me like 2 streams to beat? Nightmare was a pain in the ass, bro. Yeah, in DMC5, Nightmare felt kind of underwhelming to use. Didn't really enjoy using him that much. One thing I will say about 5 as well, B was boring, obviously. They improved on Nero a lot. Nero was very fun to use, and so was Dante, obviously. They also improved on Dante from DMC4. Giving him the Sin Devil trigger was a good idea, gameplay wise. That was really fun. I preferred the Balrog over Beowulf from DMC3. Nightmare had you stressed like how Tekken Rank had you stressed. He gave us the chairs? What do you mean? Oh, the chair meme? Oh, bro, come on. The chair meme that people didn't know was a mod. The plastic chair is iconic. That shit is like, that's like fucking Reddit humor. Come on. And then they referenced it in the anime. That was kind of like, I don't know, beating a dead horse. Ah, God. What is with you people? Virgil fight was sick. I didn't get to play as Virgil yet. Like I said, I was gonna do a whole separate playthrough of Virgil and all the games that he's in. So 3, 4, and 5. Nico. Oh, I forgot to mention. I didn't mention Nico. Nico was a great addition to the cast. Nico was great. They do, obviously, DMC5 does the Capcom thing. Well, I guess 3 and 4 also have that thing where it's like they want you to play the game multiple times. Obviously, I mean, that's what any developer would want, but they actually give you an incentive to do that. And the way they went about it in 5 with giving you I forgot to talk about the weapons of DMC3. The weapons of DMC3 were probably the most fun to use as well. Agni and Rudra might be my favorite weapons in the series. I think Cerberus would be a close second. I do kind of wish with Agni and Rudra they made them talk more. I mean, I know the whole deal was like, Dante uses them as long as they don't talk. But like, I feel like they could have done they could have done something fun with those. Same thing with like Cerberus, the nunchucks. Those are really fun to use as well. I mean, they're nunchucks. I think any character with a nunchuck in any game is gonna feel a little fun, Law included. I mean, I don't know. I know how y'all feel about martial law, but it's a fun character to play. Nivan didn't really do anything for me. That was just like, he has this guitar that does stuff. I never cared for it. It wasn't like that memorable for me. I mean, obviously, what game can you attack with a guitar? I mean, I'm sure there's few, but also the boss fight to get to get that weapon was just unnecessarily long. Maybe it could have. It didn't have to be that long, but you know, the way I was doing it, it felt like that fight was kind of a slog. Not having a style switch was fine. I enjoy the Royal Guard in that game. I was just using that and Swordmaster. Gunslinger, I feel like that's just the worst style in the series. Trickster, I don't really care about like maneuvering around all that much, so I stuck to Royal Guard and Swordmaster. The guns in DMC3 also were not great, which is probably a good thing. I think they learned from DMC2. Artemis was just like such an underwhelming gun. Same thing with Nightmare. Both those guns were just whatever. Although I will say Cerberus in DMC5 was pretty cool, even though I still preferred 3's version. DMC5 had the 3 different versions of Cerberus because it had a, you know, obviously Cerberus is a 3-headed hound, so they gave it 3 different elements instead of just sticking to the ice like they did in 3. They had it like as a fire staff and one other electric version. I forgot what the electric one was. Like I don't think it was a whip, but I don't remember what it was. Cool way to go about it, but I still prefer the DMC3 version. I don't know. It's just cool to have the style switching for Dante, but I kind of feel like it's also just I don't think they should change it. I was gonna say maybe they should, but probably not a good idea. But some people use that for their combos, you know, using Gunslinger and obviously Trickster to like keep up with the enemies probably after like knocking them back really far. With Nero, you don't really have that issue because you can just pull them back into you. But yeah, I mean, this is probably the most inoffensive tier list for DMC. I feel like this is just how everyone feels about the series. This placement might be, I don't know, controversial for some. Some people would just write this off as just a completely terrible idea, game, and everything. But it is what it is. We happy with this? My cat's harassing me.